If you want to get a specific domain name or website and you have to go to a bidding war, this is what I recommend you do in order to increase the odds or probability of you winning. And it's very simple to do. Most people don't consider it. So as we know, any website that ends in .com is usually less available and evaluated at a much higher price. For my domain name, for example, it was only available after 12 years, and there's around 18 people that were competing for it. So how can you demotivate your competitors? What you have to consider is that you do not know who you're competing against. It could be in any industry. One of those industries, for example, could be marketing. So how can you demotivate someone like that? What you have to consider is in marketing, for example, they usually have to buy 2 domain names. One for cold email prospecting, and they do not want to ruin their reputation and get flagged by Google because it will affect their business quite a bit, and they won't be able to get a hold of people because their emails will either go to spam or they won't be delivered, which is why businesses like email warming services exist. The second email they usually use in order to communicate with their vendors, their customers, and their employees. So they're less likely to want it, especially when the price increases. The only exception would be if they're like exceptionally rich and they do not care and they're willing to pay quite a bit of money. Chances are you're competing with just normal people. Some of them may not even be business owners. Second thing you have to consider is that people can get very emotional when they're bid. Completely normal. And most people have a range of about $200, meaning when they first make their bid, let's say at around $200, they will exit at around $400 or so. Third thing you want to consider is setting your bids on auto, because many people will do it manually at the last second like a nerd. And you want to set it on auto to bid for you because maybe you missed the bidding war by a minute and then you lose if you had it on manual. And I recommend that you do not bet at the last second. You just want to make your initial first bet, let's say like $20. Because if you wait until the last second, you don't know what could happen in your life. Maybe there's an emergency, maybe you oversleep, maybe you space out. So just set a first initial bid, and then on the last days, then you can enter. So keep in mind of that $200 price range and buy variation of that domain ending, because chances are you will demotivate them.